See, one thing about the T.I. I know, like, and what I've been hearing, I ain't gonna say no, but what I've been hearing, like, as I see, he ain't ducking no wreck. He ain't ducking no wreck. He hitting the yard. He ain't ducking no wreck. So he met the dude out in the middle of the yard. The man told everybody else to stand back. I can deal with my own situation. You know what I'm saying? He had dudes from St. Louis behind him. You know what I'm saying? And other dudes that was behind him. He turned around and told them, man, I can handle my own situation. Y'all just stand back.
Just being real, street. I don't understand why dudes catch PC anyway, because when you a real nigga, gonna gravitate towards you anyway. You see BG hit the yard. You see Gucci hit the yard. Benny Siegel don't hit the yard. Bernard 2 Times don't hit the yard. Bloody J don't hit the yard. You know what I'm saying? So by you speaking and being these type of rappers, you know what I'm saying, you got to go on the yard because this is what you marketing. And you want people, and you got influence with your words.
Well, a federal judge just sentenced Clifford Harris to 11 months behind bars.
It's back to prison for rapper T.I.
He hit the yard.
Were you there?
I wasn't on the yard because it's lower security.
You guys was in the same prison though?
No. He was in Forest City, Arkansas at the low, and we at the PN. But due to, like I said, the inmate communication, we know because we email and we texting each other. So people was communicating all throughout the system about who's doing what and what's where.
So you was getting word what was.
Because if you from Atlanta, just give an example. Just say you from Atlanta, and I may have a homie that's from Atlanta that's in Arkansas, and I'm in tune with him. So they tell this in turn communicates to other people what's going on with you, and you probably don't even know it. This is one of the ways why I'm telling you we know you coming and you don't even know. They was talking about the experience with T.I. showed his paperwork. He went from unit to unit. My paperwork. You said this about him. My paperwork. Anybody want to see me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, man, dude got a hard line. It's the same man that ran up on Floyd Mayweather. So you know, in prison, you know.
So you said T.I. hit the prison. He was showing his paperwork for anybody who had an issue with it.
To address it. So you gotta respect that. Like you have people that said T.I. was a rat at a particular time due to the case in Ohio. I'm in Hazleton. And in Hazleton, it's a lot of dudes from Cincinnati in Hazleton. So what happens then is when the dude's brother catches the drug case, his cousin is in Hazleton. Man, my cousin don't told on his brother. The cousin telling us what's going on with the case. So now we're getting little articles, we're reading it about the brother caught the drug charge and told on his brother that was the one that did the shooting with T.I. We hear about this in the feds. Yeah. You know, sometimes news will get to us before it get to y'all. So we hearing this, okay, boom. So people saying, oh, dude, T.I. Why people saying, oh, T.I. wasn't told on dude, that's why dude got locked up for the murder. See, this in turn can start potential problems in prison because we on the world stage in the feds. So when you saying something about T.I. or you saying something about a city, dudes use these type of things to shoot at dudes that's from there. We call that slick hating. You ain't gonna address it to me, you might be like, oh man, I don't like the Falcons, fuck the Falcons. But you're really saying about Atlanta. So you'll use the T.I. situation to try to address somebody from Atlanta shooting little slick shots. So we reading that, we vets. When you're a vet, you reading, oh, he really shooting at me. But you want to talk about the T.I., okay, you saying T.I. this. If you was in the pen, would you say that? Would you say T.I. was a rat if you ain't got the paperwork? Where the paperwork at? You could say that under those conditions that we was living under.
So the whole time when that was going on and that was going on the internet outside the world, that T.I. was a rat and everybody was tossing it around trying to figure out.
It's a trickle down effect in prison.
In the pen, but you guys knew the truth.
Right, we hearing it.
Yeah. The truth.
Right, because his cousin is on the compound with us in Hazleton. We in Hazleton, USP.
And to clear that up, the truth was he wasn't a rat.
He wasn't. The brother told on his brother that. You see what I'm saying? And he got locked up for that. And what the man said when he got on the stand. See, these are our arguments against the dude that's really hating on Atlanta, where we use the T.I. debate to try to stand up for ourselves before it go to the next level. Before I get to the fact that you just really hating. And dudes was like, okay, the man got on the stand and said he didn't see the person in the courtroom who shot at me. I was ducking, so I didn't see nothing.
See, that was that footage of when T.I. was in the court, when they showed him he was in the suit and he was
right. So we know And at this time, we already knew about the situation with the brother because the cousin is on the compound.
His probation has been revoked, and it's back to prison for rapper T.I.
Well, a federal judge just sentenced Clifford Harris to 11 months behind bars.
Like I said, it's all about the policy. Number one, if you don't show your paperwork, you can't have a knife. Nobody's going to give you a knife or nobody's going to arm you until we find out that you're not a rat. I'm not going to arm you and then I have to turn around and come run you up and I don't want to give you the weapon to defend yourself. That don't even make sense. In the penitentiary, a lot of times you can't even gamble until we see your paperwork. So what I look like and the reason behind this is, just say for example we at a poker table and you don't want thousands of dollars off men. Then we come to find out you're a rat. The other cars that lost to do these dudes in the other cars. So now they're gonna look at your car like, y'all let this dude beat me out this money, and that's a potential problem. That's what I mean by the politics and how it go. You know what I'm saying? And that's why if you don't want to have to deal and live under these type of circumstances and you're not built like that, you're not what you say you are. Like I told you, all your insecurities will be exploited in prison. Supreme. I was on the yard with Supreme.
Was the same guy that ran with 50 Cent?
Right. I was in Lee County with him and Big Sandy.
What was he like? What was his character?
He was on the yard.
Okay.
He had like a little damn near Supreme team in there too. Because you got the little youngsters that's, you know what I'm saying, they help to make sure you provide the way.
Officers report they found 24 pounds of cocaine inside Jerry Davis Jr.'s car earlier this month. Then they found another 50 pounds in his New Franklin home.
BMF. You spoke about
oh, you're talking about J-Rock.
J-Rock.
He had influence. J-Rock was pretty smooth when he came in. He came in pretty smooth.
Okay.
He came in on his little workout shit. You know what I'm saying? He know me. You know what I'm saying?
You said workout, I mean like work.
Yeah, doing his little burpees and working out. Coming in, not eating no meat, doing this little, macro thing and all that type of stuff. But, people catering to him. Yeah, people bring him stuff out of the kitchen. He never go in the chow hall like that. He don't go to chow. So, you know what I'm saying? And that, in the feds, is like a status. I don't go to the chow hall and eat. You see, that's how mine works. You think, I ain't gotta go to chow, I got a lock full of shit. And that's how dudes put it, man, chow. I don't know what's for chow, I never go. Then you got people gonna hate on that because you don't never go to chow. But he got to go. He got to fly. So now you not going every day and got people bringing you shit that they don't cook in the kitchen. You ain't got to sit there. It's coming to you. Start to get some kind of hate. J-Rock one of them dudes though. He had people doing all that for him. But see, different. Like when you used to hang around people that got less than you might carry them a certain type of way. And when you bump into people that is equal or got just as much as you, now you got to be the real you. So now it's about your character.
Oh, T-Man cut.
T-Man cut one? Okay.
T-Man, Boo, all them in the field right now.
I don't know if you're familiar with the stories on the street. Like, it was a big thing about him in New Orleans.
Cut Boys or something like that. He was one of the Cut Boys or something like that.
Were you familiar with the Cut Boys at any point?
Oh, I read the book, you know what I'm saying? The C Murder book that he had that came out, and it was about about the Cut Boys.
Cut Boys, don't give a fuck, boy. Cali, them Cut Boys is on the scene.
T-Man was cut, but you could say that was like Round the Click.
Right.
They was like Round the Click. They was under him.
Okay.
That was Wango now.
I didn't really know who he was, like, you know what I'm saying, at the time, or his name and anything, you know what I'm saying, because, I never heard of him, you know what I'm saying, so, I just carried him like a regular guy. We just was normal. He was a normal dude, you feel what I'm saying, with a lot of time.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying, so, when he introduced himself to me, before I get in the weed, though, you know what I'm saying, when he had heard I had been to the pen, he came, showed me his paperwork. He was like, man, this is my paperwork, you know what I'm saying, boom. As you can see, I had a death penalty. I got a death penalty off me. I guess he ended up on like a light bid or something like that. And when he showed me his paperwork, I respected it.
So T-Man had the death penalty?
Yeah. So I respected that because, we're in the FCI, which is law security. You feel what I'm saying? And tendency, most dudes don't, pull their paperwork out. You know what I'm saying? In the FCI, because it's supposed to be, taboo. In the FCI to be asking about paperwork or, you know what I'm saying, or telling dudes bring them their paperwork. So most of the time when you link up with dudes that been in for a minute and we know the rules and, you know what I'm saying, they know we finna be doing shit we ain't got no business doing in the FCI or period, they normally come show you their paperwork. That's how that normally go, you know what I'm saying, especially when, you know, I ain't from the South. But at the same time, like I told, you know, on early episodes, sometimes DC and New Orleans, you know, they rock together. So the DC dudes is the ones who gave T-Man them one of their cells, you know what I'm saying? They extended their hand to him, him and Booker, and gave both of them their own cells and stuff like that.
So how was he? How was T-Man's character?
I used to cuss his ass out sometimes. I had to cuss him out of shit because he'd be acting funny and shit. But we'll go a couple of days without speaking, and then we'll start back, you know, fucking with each other because we play dominoes together every day. You know what I'm saying? So we had a domino bond in the bond with the little trees and shit. When he get his little shit, he come fuck with me. We'll drink a little something, him and his homie Booker and shit. And
you see, it was times you had to check him about
shit? Yeah, I had to cuss his ass out on that wishy-washy ass shit. Tell him, you know what I'm saying, I don't be doing that wishy-washy ass shit. I ain't with that shit. And he'd get mad at me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Ah, bitch, you know what I'm saying? But it's all brotherly shit, you feel me? Because only a gangster can deal with a gangster. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like he would be talking. He ain't talk to that many people and he ain't fuck with that many niggas. He was real stiff. You feel what I'm saying? On certain niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So, because he knew the environment he was in and where he was at.
If you didn't know he was BG in there, you looked at him.
He was like a regular street dude. This real street right here. Real street. And he carried it like that. He was on the yard like a regular dude, had his own knife, toting his own ish. Ain't no, you know, because you got some people coming in and get bougie.
Yeah, he had a big ass knife.
He got this, you know, and he pulling up. I watched this, so I seen it. I seen dude say something slick to him behind the door. Hey man, don't get this rap shit twisted. I see when they pop the door. Now just chill out. I'm gonna go holler at him. I'm telling him I'm gonna go holler at him. He waited, so I walked off and went somewhere else and went the other way by himself and pulled out on the dude. But it's different between shooting somebody and stabbing somebody. So you shooting, that's different. When you stabbing, this 300, and you gotta have a stomach for that.
So you and BG was like up in the same?
Right, that was what I'm saying. That was my celly.
Oh shit, y'all was celly?
That was my celly. Yeah.
So you were already in there and he came and joined you, or you?
Right, I was already in there. And we kind of met like on some weird, it was weird. I was being set by myself. And being I got a little respect, a little rep. They honored that. And then one night, it was knocked on my door. Pop, pop, pop. Asked BG, you think you going to cell with him? And his reply was, not going to cell with anybody.
That's what BG said.
I'm going to cell with anybody. I don't care where they from. I'm going to cell with them.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. With his mattress in his hand. Yeah, you can put me in there. And at the time, he had his dreads down. I couldn't see his face. And then when he came in the cell, damn, this BG. I was like, oh, okay, what's up? I gave him a little doubt. And you know, I know some of the same people that's from this city. We went shopping it up like that. Where you been? And that turned into, at first he wasn't talking, like he didn't talk, he read a lot of books. Like he more of a reader, stand in the door and look at CNN all day. But he left before me. We was selling in Atlanta for like over a year for the whole pandemic. I think this during COVID. So we locked down tight. So when we leave and go to Big Sandy, I had to stay behind an extra week or two. When we first get there, the crazy part about when I hit the yard, somebody gave me a note. And he know what I was there before I even got there. Hey, bitch, I'm in A3 or whatever. Okay, this is where I'm at, bitch. Talking this little shit, you know what I'm saying? So he know what I was there before I even got there. And as soon as I get to the dorm, man, got 2-3 big bags of commissary, you know what I'm saying, everybody out, you know what I'm saying? He come to my door and, you know what I'm saying, and drop 3-4 bags on my shorts, sweatsuits, all that. Right, as soon as I get there, even though I ain't need it, they knew fresh off the bus.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah. And see, I wrote you a letter ahead of time.
Let you live know what unity in and this and that. So I had already been to Big Sandy before. See, that's another thing. I already been there. I got sent back to Big Sandy. So I already know staff, because I don't been on this yard 4 or 5 years already before. You're on the mountain, so ain't nothing but hillbillies. They spin tobacco, all that. You know what I'm saying? So for him to come out on the yard under no conditions and being who he is, They say a lot. You came out in the pen. Even though FCI, you came out in the pen with your paperwork. And he was on the yard like a regular dude, had his own knife, toting his own shit. Ain't no, you know, because you got some people coming in and get bougie.
He had a big ass knife.
Yeah, he got this, you know, but he own it. You got it on your own. You ain't got nobody else doing it. You see what I'm saying? So there's much difference between shooting somebody and stabbing somebody. So you shooting, that's different. When you stabbing, this 300, and you gotta have a stomach for that. To be sitting there to stab a man 20, 30 times, or 10 times, or just stab somebody, period. It's a lot. So sometimes you adjust to your environment, you gotta adapt to your environment in order to survive. This environment might not be who you is, but I'm gonna adapt to it in order to survive. You see what I'm saying? So, and he did that. He did the yard, respectfully. Go to commissary, finish it up, and he had a big heart. If you ain't had nothing, that man will hit your hand with some commissary or whatever you want. He wasn't no messed up dude like that. Man had a big heart. A lot of celebrities don't, when they get to their pen, like you hear all these stories before you even get there. And what happens is people ask, man, where you going? Big Sandy. Man, you want Big Sandy? Be careful. I got to create a petty story too. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all was lined up together?
Yeah. He came to Big Sandy. He had a trip through Big Sandy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't long, but he came.
Who was he on the street?
He was kind of like the dude that was beefing with Meech. And when Meech was going at it, he was saying Meech told on him. And Meech was saying that's a lie. You know, he was going back and forth at it with Meech. Kind of, you know, slandering the man's name.
And the guy's a rat, man. He's been working for the feds for 2 years now. You know what I'm saying? Cooperate. So you can look at my paperwork, man. My paperwork, if I was ratting it to be on CNN.
Judge Samuel Mays gave Craig Pettis 9 life sentences. The U.S. District Attorney's Office says this is the largest drug case ever in Tennessee.
But I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely never did no business illegally together. You know what I'm saying? We never done no business. I never shot with this man out of Memphis, Tennessee. I never went to Memphis for a plug.
I know how Meech living in there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen Meech getting ran up nowhere. I haven't heard of him getting ran up and nothing like that.
Oh, Meech was locked up with Meech?
No, I wasn't locked up with him, but I've been around some dudes that been in the same proximity as him. But, you know, through the wire, you hear what's going on with certain people, and I ain't never heard nothing about it. Craig, you know what I'm saying? Like, Craig, everywhere he go. You know what I'm saying? His homies robbed, then you get robbed, beat up, you know what I'm saying, set up, stabbed up, all that. You know what I'm saying, everywhere you go.
You know, you got some people insinuate old Big Meech telling on Mexican Town. Look on Wikipedia, it'll tell you Daniel Correll out of L.A., he telling on me. If I went to trial, he's saying I used to buy 500 at a time from him.
Pettis pleaded guilty to almost 20 charges of drug trafficking, racketeering, money laundering, and 4 murders.
Anybody that was in Big Sandy with Craig Pettis, I was there. I'm telling you, I know the situation, the inside, why he got ran up, how he got robbed, all that. I was there. And matter of fact, we came to his rescue. When it was time for him to go up, we actually went and put the knife in his hand. Handle your business. Let's go. And he gave the knife back. Nah, man, I don't want no problem. Man, bro, you tripping. Nigga's knife, man, the folk just took. You know what I'm saying? A large amount of merchandise from you that's worth a lot of money. You feel what I'm saying?
While he was in there?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker robbed him out of goddamn, probably about like 2,000-3,000 strips. And that's like, and they at $400 a piece, so you do the math. You know what I'm saying? So whatever he did, his bone that he got on him, he knew what the bone is, he living with it. Trust me. Yeah, whoever he did something to, or made a family a victim, or whatever he was doing, like he definitely paying for it in the pen. And the pen said he getting his issue.
You said you was like that with Malachi York as well?
Yeah, when I first came out, it was like in 2001. He was in Atlanta and the holdover down there, and I was going to court. And he was my next door neighbor. I also know, because I know that I don't attend some of his classes on the street down in Eden, Georgia, down where the pyramids is, the Wabian Nation of Moors. You know what I'm saying? I had joined the Wabian Nation of Moors at one time. There was the Ansar community up in New York, in Brownsville, and they moved down to Atlanta and became the Wabian Nation of Moors. That's when they became Southern. So they built the pyramids and plan.
So that had to be a privilege for you to speak to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, this is like a high priest you talking to. Like, and he's smart, and he don't understand. Like when you deal with certain people like that too, they don't understand the small stuff. Like the way you talk, your language, because this man speaks 10 different languages. And he is a spiritualist, so he's not really talking about the same things that you're talking about, or they ain't grow up, they've got no understanding about what you're talking about.
Is he teaching the same thing in prison that he was teaching?
That's why he in ADX, so they can't teach. Certain people, like, they put you in ADX because you have what they call, they feel like you got influence. Like, that's another reason what BG was doing, because he got influence. When you hit the yard, everybody gonna do what you tell them to do. So that's a kind of security threat to the COs. You see what I'm saying? Because people wouldn't do stuff for you. You know what I'm saying?
So what happens? So ADS, they won't allow you to mingle with them.
You get your mail on the screen and all that. The shower come to your cell. You got TV in your cell. There's no reason to leave your cell. So
people like, I'm sorry to cut you off. Malachi, a person like him, he couldn't hit the yard.
No, he can't. They ain't gonna let him come out. He in ADS with Larry Overs, the Jeff Fords. They don't let these type of people in the population run around like inmates because they got too much influence. They got too much influence. You know what I'm saying? And that's.
But wait a minute, bro. They don't never get to come out.
No.
They never get to go and see outside, bro.
No, they gotta stay right there in Colorado. They don't come. You know what I'm saying? We got certain people that just can't be in population. But they feel like the control they can have over the population. They feel like the individual is bigger than the compound. You know what I'm saying? So they'll keep you separated.
Yeah, I would think that would drive you crazy. That would drive you crazy.
It can, if the right person. You know what I'm saying? But once you start to figure out your situation and you know that you ain't got no way out of it, your mind got to grasp on something that can help you get through it. You know
like you say, if you got a strong mind.
If you got a strong mind. If you don't, you'll hear about them trying to kill themselves, taking too many pills and doing all type of good stuff to try to, you know what I'm saying, get themselves out of a situation.